Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this week's Secret Not Secret Kit Club scrapbooking with a twist, where I am using my May mini kit based on the Heidi Swap Storyline Chapters collection, and where every Monday myself and my lovely friend Karina over on Instagram are doing a challenge issued to us by Christina. I have a playlist down below if you missed the first 3 episodes. This is the 4th challenge. The first one was a scrap lift. The second one, a sketch from the Redefined Creative Public Board. Last week's was a grab 5. Next week's will be a fun challenge to sort of wrap it up for the month, and it's a challenge issued to me by my lovely friend Helen, and you'll have to wait and see. That one's going to be fun as well. And today's challenge is story focused, and I love that all of these challenges have been have had different focuses, and I love a good story challenge. And this one is to be about something that changed because of 2 different places that I have lived. So meaning two places that I have lived, something particular to each of them, but related to a same subject, which is quite fun. And I've done a lot of gardening layouts. I've done gardening layouts throughout my life, when I was married and in the house, in the country, when I was spending my months in the country, now more balcony gardening. I've done a lot of those separately, but I've never sort of done a layout that compares, I guess, a little bit 2 of them. So today my layout focuses on the very large garden we had out in the country. Now, I didn't live there full time. It was my bestie, my sister from another mister, and her husband were living out there. But I would go spend a month a year, as well as several weekends, just visiting them and getting together. And we had a fairly long-term project, and we had a massive garden with an idea to being self-sufficient within 4 or 5 years. We almost made it, actually, and life interfered, life circumstances changed for some, and therefore that project no longer exists. But here on the top are the photos, and it was a 2,000 square foot garden, and here the last year, part of our harvest the last year. And that is compared to now my gardening in town, which is some balcony gardening. And the first couple of years, it actually worked out quite well. I quite enjoyed it. I have to admit, not so much the case anymore. This year, I've not really done anything. I think with everything going on, I haven't even planted a flower yet. I guess I should get going before it's fall. And then this was my little harvest, my very first little tomato from my container gardening. So this time I decided to pull in some black cardstock and do a background in black cardstock. And this piece of paper, which is the B-side of this lovely paper, this was the size that it was, I think, pretty much 10 by 10 on my desk. So that basically dictated the size of the frame, which is very large, but I quite like it because it really gives some boldness and depth, I find, to the layout. Excuse me, I've not spoken to anyone this morning except for you, so I have that little frog in the throat again. So I gutted the paper, of course, and I matted my photos with the black cardstock. I already had a little bit of a white frame. I had printed them with a little white border, and then did that. So sort of copying Christina a little bit here. And I did a collage. So really, I have 6 photos on this page, and I wanted to do a grid, and every way that I was placing, because sometimes the Canon selfies don't print true or print a little bit different sizes, so I couldn't get a straight grid unless I left a lot of space. So in the end, I decided to do it on purpose, and I arranged my photos sort of in a little bit more of a puzzle. They come out a little bit here, a little bit here, under here, and that gave me sort of a gap right here in the middle, a little rectangular gap that I decided to use as an opportunity to embellish. So I got my square down, and I just wanted to break up and add a little bit of those peachy pink colors that are in this kit and that are so beautiful. So I took the strip that I had on my desk and just laid it across here again. It was not long enough, so I cut it down the middle, which dictated where I could get another embellishment cluster. There's about a gap of 1.5 inches or so under here. So I got that down. This little bow has been sitting on my desk for months in the bowl. I think it probably came in a sampler kit at some point. So I'm so happy that the colors just matched this collection perfectly. So there it got on. I had a little piece of this lovely paper on my desk, so I just fishtailed it, cut it in 2, and added it a little askew, because the grid is a little askew, so I figured I should do everything else a little askew as well. So I put it over here and over here. I love one of the stickers out, which is Life is Sunshine and Rainbows, which is very, very true. So I put those 2 pieces down, tucked down here, put the banner down here, and then I used one of the little stickers here that I figured would be a little bit of a journaling spot, and I'll come back to that in a moment. Got that down. And then I was trying to decide what my title should be. And then I think I said, I'm just going to make it very, we often do the here and now kind of layout, or now and then. So I thought I would do there and here, because that's exactly what it is. There when I was able to go to the country, here in town. And I used, these are the letters that came in the kit, in the 6x8 sticker book, to do the there and the here. This little sticker, let's do this, because I was determined to still have a garden even though I was in town. And again, so doing almost a little bit of a diagonal, not a very angled diagonal, but still a little bit of a diagonal. For this here, I just took a sticker, and I inked the "and," which is another sticker, mounted it on foam to give a little bit of a shadow and a little bit of depth, so that was a little bit more, you could see it a little bit better. Because I had a rainbow here, I took one of the smaller stickers and just put it there, which then made me want to put one down here. Excuse me, which I did. A few little heart and star stickers. Then, of course, I went in, and if you recall, I added Spiegel Mom Scrap Sequin Mix Autumn Joy to this kit. So I added that, dotted those in my little nooks and crannies, as I always do. Little Things, which is a sticker that I had attempted to use on another layout, and in the end it didn't fit, so it was sort of half stuck to my trimmer. So I thought, you know what, it just goes there. This was not really Little Things, it was a very, very large garden, but the idea of this everyday into your garden, spending time, the little things that bring joy, is sort of what I meant with that sticker. And so the journaling is not much here on the front. I so love the garden in the country and miss it sorely. Container pots on the balcony are just not the same. And that's true. And that's true. But I do generally get you know, quite a few tomatoes, a few meals of green beans, a few zucchini, and some flowers. So, you know, it does work. But the larger story, I took this 4x4 card from the collection and just left it here. I may put some washi. I think maybe a little bit of a white and gold washi here that might go with this, or a little peachy pink. And I will do the larger story, or the more personal story, I should say, here on the back. So there you go. So that is my challenge, Christina, done this week. This is the 4th layout with the Heidi Swap storyline chapters. And remember, this is supposed to be a mini kit. I will have another layout next week with Helen's lovely challenge. And then I will show you in that same video, I will show you what I have left with the kit and maybe some plans of what I might do with the kit, with the rest of the kits, because I know I have way more than just one layout left. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please make sure you pop on over to Instagram and see Karina's layout for today and her take on the challenge. And I will see you back here next Monday. Tell me, do you have a story that you have not recorded about living in 2 different places and something specific that changed because of that move? Something that you did, or something that you can no longer do, or something that you still do, but do differently? Let me know down below. And if you feel like doing a layout like this one, I would love, love, love to see it. Please tag me in the Mercy Tarot 27-day Facebook group. Tag me over on Instagram. Link me up to your video. And tag Redefine Creative as well. And let them know that you're playing along. See you next week. Bye.